Well, good afternoon from Charlotte. Good morning in Seattle. Lovely day in Charlotte today. Sunshine out in Seattle, as I understand it, but snow on the ground. And here, a matchup between the Sonics and the Charlotte Hornets before another sellout here at the Charlotte Coliseum. This is a lovely facility, of course. Brand spanking new, second largest crowd in the NBA, only to the expansion Minnesota Timberwolves. Starting lineups for the Sonics: Dana Barros and Nate McMillan. Dana has been superb as a starter in the last 4 ball games, averaging close to 20 points per ball game. Nate McMillan at the point guard spot now in his 11th start since going to the bench for 11 consecutive games as the 6th man. Michael Cage will be in the middle, averaging just shy of 10 rebounds, 10 points per ball game. Derek McKee, as we mentioned, had the 24 attempts in the win at New Jersey, the 12 attempts, yet 23 points in the loss to the Philadelphia 76ers. And Xavier McDaniel, the man that led the Sonics, or has led the Sonics so well in the last 12 ball games, averaging close to 26 points per. Bernie Bickerstaff, the coach of the Seattle Supersonics, ably assisted by Tom Newell, Casey Jones, Bob Kloppenberg. The trainer is Frank Furtado. The manager, the equipment manager, is Mark St. Ives. The Phoenix Suns loss, obviously, was the Charlotte Hornets gain. I was thinking, of course, to Armand Gilliam, who's yet to be introduced here, but Gilliam has been the latest addition to the Charlotte Hornet basketball team. The guards will be Tyrone Bogues and Rex Chapman. Bogues averaging just about 10 assists per ball game. J.R. Reed will be in the middle, 6'9", 256 out of North Carolina. The rookie, 5th pick. Hires Armand Gilliam. Gilliam now in his 3rd year from UNLV, averaging 20 points, 9 rebounds. And Kelly Tripucka from Notre Dame, now in his 9th year of NBA service. There you see Gene Littles, the new head coach of the Charlotte Hornets, will finish out the year with Charlotte, and as I understand it, is the man that they want to lead this ball club next year as well. Mike Pratt, who comes over from his color duties on television, will assist, as well as Ed Badger on the bench with Gene Littles. The Charlotte Hornet Ball Club lost to the Seattle Supersonics 101-100 in the last meeting of the year between these two teams just a short week and a half ago. The officials are Mike Mathis, Louis Griot, and Ron Oleziak. Ron Oleziak is the man in the middle. Louis Griot is off to Ron's left side, our right side on the screen. Now, the Sonics come in 23-25 of the year, 17-7 at home, 6-18 on the road. And Rick, they have played so very well on the road, winning 3 of the last 4 ball games.
Yes, and it really was a shame to lose the ball game in Philly the other night when you have the ball with 13 seconds left, 2-point lead. You, of course, should win those games, but when you have young people like a Dana Barros who might make some mistakes, it's going to help make him a better player in the long haul, but it's still a loss, and that really does hurt. But I do think that even though Olden Polynice, who has the shoulder problem, is not going to be suited up tonight this afternoon, I'm going to finally realize we're playing in the afternoon before this is over. I think it's not going to hurt them against this team, which is not that big a ball club. They can get away with Olden not being available.
Polynice with a sprained rotator cuff of the right shoulder in the Philadelphia game, and a tie-up with Charles Barkley for a rebound. Kelly Tripucka tried to make an entry pass to Gilliam, slip fronted by McKee. Derek comes away with a steal. Good way to begin this ball game, and the Sonics have possession. McKee out on the wing. They clear out. Derek takes Gilliam down to the inline, whirls into the lane, double team, stops, pops, and hits a 12-footer from the angle.
And that's what I like to see. Derek coming out, being aggressive-minded. I wish I was around all the time to keep getting on him before a ball game, because he is such a big key to this game.
Puts it out on top to Chapman, over to Tripucka. Gets it high post to Reed. He has to scamper outside. He juggled it. Hands off to Chapman. Good jump shooter. Looking for Tripucka in the corner. Not open. Fronted by Derek McKee. Good defense. Bogues runs into the lane. Gives out to Reed. Long jump shot off the mark. Barros had the rebound, tapped away from behind by J.R. Reed and picked up by Xavier McDaniel. X-Man works down the far wing. Sonics lead 2-0. X looking to lob low to McKee, does. Derek lost the ball, picked up in there by Kelly Tripucka off the heel of Armand Gilliam. Back come the Charlotte Hornets. Bogues stops, free throw line right, lets a 16-footer go and nailed it. Tyrone Bogues with his first 2, and we're tied at 2-all.
Well, you want to drop off of Muggsy, but not when he's 15 or 16 feet from the basket. He can shoot that shot.
X-Man starts the slant dribble drive, pulls up, 16-footer over Tripucka is good.
So they got some matchups that'll work here. Tripucka cannot stop McDaniel. There's no way that Armand Gilliam is going to be able to stop Derek.
Outside, it's Chapman, springs, 18-footer, swirls out, rebound Michael Cage as he came soaring in there. Quick outlet pass midcourt to McMillan, hits McKee running into the lane. He gets it up over Bogues and lays it good. Derek McKee on a fine pass from McMillan.
One of the things that the Charlotte Hornets are trying to do now in the Gene Littles is play a more up-tempo game. I think that would help play into the hands of the Sonics, who also would like to play that way.
6-2 the score, 2 minutes gone here in the opening stanza from Charlotte. Bogues runs his man. Barros off the Reed screen. Dana goes under the screen. Bogues flips it out here to Chapman on the near side. Chapman with a whirl-away move on McMillan. Baseball's a pass inside of Tripucka. Would have been impossible for him to catch that off his hands out of bounds. Seattle ball.
Yeah, and even if he had caught it, he couldn't have done anything with it. Again, that's just not a very smart pass. And Rex Chapman doesn't really understand the game. He is not that intelligent a ball player when it comes to knowing what the game is all about. And until he learns to do that, he's never going to be able to take advantage of his potential.
Well, he shows his age, 21 years of age. And Gene Littles will call a timeout for the Charlotte Hornets. In fact, Chapman would have come out in the Kentucky graduating class of 1990. He came out, of course, after his sophomore year, after an outstanding year in the SEC with the Kentucky Ball Club. Well, the timeout, the 22nd timeout, whistled by Charlotte. Sonics lead at 6-2, 9:43 to go in the first quarter. And a reminder that this copyright program is presented by the authority of the NBA and the Seattle Supersonics and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written permission of the NBA, the Supersonics, Cairo Television, Bob Blackburn, is prohibited. 6-2 the score, 9:43 to go. First quarter play, and the Hornets will bring the ball inbounds. It's Kelly Tripucka. Getting into Bogues. They look to trap him outside. He circles around it over to Chapman on the near wing. Outside to Bogues, working beyond the three-point perimeter. Bogues is covered by Dana Barros. Bogues slips it over to Tripucka. McKee fights through the screen set by Gilliam. Tripucka in a two-man game. Low to Gilliam. Spins to the glass. Lays it up and good. Gilliam, once he gets inside position, Rick, is very tough to stop.
Yeah, you can't let him get free from the basket like that and be playing behind him.
Next to the end line, starts his move on Tripucka, and he stepped on the end line. Another turnover to the Sonics. 6-4 the score. Sonics by 2. 9:18 to go in the first quarter of play. Charlotte Hornets led by Muggsy Bogues, averaging just over 10 assists per game. Over to Chapman, an entry pass to Gilliam, broken up beautifully by Michael Cage. Saves it inbounds to McKee. Sonics have a couple of steals here already. McMillan runs, draws a D out to Dana. Three-pointer, good! Dana Barros knocks in the three-pointer.
He should get 4 for that. He was about 3 feet behind the line.
Dana coming in and hit 46 of 117, 39% from three-point range. This is what he's shooting overall for the year from field goal range. 39%. The Sonics have their largest lead of 5 at 9-4. 8:39 to go in the first quarter. Chapman works it across the arc to Bogues. Out wide on the flank to Tripucka, covered by McMillan. Outside it comes to Bogues. Bogues runs his man off the screen, fires with 2 on the shot clock. Left the shot short. Dana Barros obliges him, sending him to the deck with a foul. And Barros will go up there for 2 at the line.
See, that's the kind of fouls and the kind of plays that you just can't afford to make on a consistent basis. They just kill you. That shot clock was down. Muggsy had to force a shot up. He really was outside of his range, and unfortunately, Dana bailed him out by putting him at the free throw line.
Both teams with 3 turnovers here early. The Charlotte Hornets have capitalized for 5 points. The Sonics 4 points off the turnovers. Bogues hits the free throw. Bogues now up to 3 points in the ball game. Second shot by Tyrone is good. Bogues who played his high school ball in the Baltimore area, giving the Charlotte Hornets a chance to tie this game with a 3-point play down the other end of the floor. McKee's shot is short. Rebound Barros. Nice turnaround jumper in the lane. Dana got it to go from 15. Barros, an excellent rebounder at 5'11".
Well, he's got to feel great tonight. I mean, he's got size. He can post somebody up.
He can. Bogues at 5'3". Tripucka out on the wing. Fires over X. This one comes off. Rebound McMillan. Tapping it to himself. McMillan leads the break. It's a 4-on-3. McMillan with a nice crossover dribble. Flips it to X. Circles by Tripucka. Reaches around. Pokes it free. X gets it back and lays it up and good.
Yeah, that ball came right off of the foot and made McMillan back to X-Man.
13-6. Sonics by 7. Tripucka out of the corner. Misses. Rebound Michael Cage. He's been busy on the boards. The outlet again to McMillan, who wants to push it up the floor. McMillan to X. 15-footer. Off the mark short. Inside position held by Reed. Got it away from McKee. Saves it inbounds to Bogues. Tyrone pushes it across midcourt. He'll take the 15-foot launch and knocks it down. Bogues with 6. 13-8 the score. Sonics by 5. McMillan again will push it into the lane. Double team. Loops it out to X, who crosses midcourt. Gives to Barros. Forecourt. Right over. It goes to the sideline to McKee. McKee covered by Gilliam. Derrick backs him down into the paint. Turns. 17-foot drifting shot off the mark. Rebound. J.R. Reed. Here he comes to Bogues. Bogues will run into the lane. Stops. Nice pass. Chapman posts up. Left it short. McKee might have got a piece of it. X-Man grabs it off glass. And here come the Sonics. Leading 13-8 with 6:58 to go in the first quarter. Now the Sonics will move into the half-court offense. He comes out to set a screen on Bogues. Barros drops down to the end line. Turl sets a screen for X, who gets it on the end line for McMillan. Tripucka pokes it away. McDaniel goes back to retrieve it. Backstep jump shot. 17-footer. Good with 1 second on the shot clock. X was 6 in the game. That's good execution. Sonics have their largest lead back at 7, 15-8, with 6:33 to go in the first quarter of play. Gene Littles of the Charlotte Hornets will call a timeout. Again, our score, the Sonics 15, the Hornets 8. Back in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network.
The Supersonics and Seafirst Bank, where you can...
Yes, tour.
Is it worth it? You tell me.
The Sonics lead in Charlotte by 7, 15-8. And a reminder, fans, that once the Sonics return home from Florida, they will take on the Sacramento Kings on February the 23rd, 7 p.m. game. The Kings and the Sonics. For tickets, call Ticketmaster 628-0888. Sonics have absolutely lit it up here in the early going. 7 of 10, 70%. The Hornets very cool at 3 for 8 from the field. Inside comes Reed, and this is why. The hook shot inside of 5 feet goes off the mark wide, and the Sonics grab the rebound. Seattle by 7, 15-8. He's on the wing. He's covered by Gilliam. Keith fakes right, moves left, takes it into the lane. The spin move, gets Gilliam off his feet, leans in. Shot blocked away. It came up short. And a rebound foul inside as McKee pursued the ball. It came over the top for his first foul.
It's okay. He's still looking to be aggressive offensively, and that's what I like to see. Even though he's having a difficult time of it tonight, he's at least trying to be an offensive force out there.
Well, Derek McKee has fired off 5 shots. He's hit 2 of those. McDaniel 3 for 4. Barrows 2 for 2. The Sonics have out-rebounded the Hornets 7-2 here in the early going. Cage has been busy inside. Here's a backdoor lob over Michael inside to Gilliam, who pushed off to get position. Good play by Cage. He forced Gilliam really inside, Rick, I thought, into the push-up.
Well, what he did is he hooked him to try and keep him off. The thing about it is that was more impressive even than that was the fact that the X-Man was already over there on the weak side helping out defensively. That's good team defense.
That is one thing that has really marked the superb play of the Sonics over the last dozen or so ball games. That good weak side help defense. McMillan on the far point, top side of Barrows, gets up, launches one. He forced that shot. It came up short. Gilliam with the rebound. Tyrone Bogues across midcourt into the lane. Here he comes all the way to the glass. Beautiful right to left hand delivery. Bogues with 8 points. Back come the Sonics. 15-10 the score. Seattle by 5. X will back it out with 5:21 to go in the first quarter. Down low it comes to McKee. Spins on Gilliam. Takes it up with a left hand and a strong move from Derek. He's got a half dozen. Derek McKee now has fired off 6 shots. He's hit 3 of those here in this game. Tyrone Bogues on the near sideline, covered by Barrows. Here's a lob pass down to Gilliam. Inside with the left hand, lays it up and good. And that time the Sonics didn't get there in time.
Yeah, well, actually, X was looking, but I don't know why he waited. He just waited too long. He saw the play coming.
Gilliam now with 4 points, 17-12 the score. First quarter play. Just under 5 minutes remaining. McKee backs down again on Gilliam. Turns in the lane, gives it outside. Dana waiting for a 3. He knocks it down. He got another one.
And that's the way you got to keep doing it. And what's going to happen, Bogues can't leave Barrows. If he keeps leaving him, McKee, of course, good court vision, finds the open guy. Nice play.
Dana is 2 for 2 from 3-point range. He has 8 points here in the early going. Bogues over to Tripucka. Gets up, launches a long, high rainbow arc. He nailed it. Tripucka with his first 2. 20-14 the score. Sonics' largest lead has been 8. That was just a moment ago. And over to the far wing will go McMillan to call a timeout in front of the Sonic bench. So a break in the action with 4:21 remaining here in the first period from Charlotte. The score, the Sonics 20, the Hornets 14 on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. Has been lining it up here early. He has 8 points in the first quarter of play. 2 3-point shots, 2 for 2 from that range. Now coming in, he had been superb, hitting 11 of the last 21 from 3-point range. That's 52% over the last 4 games after hitting a previous 1 for 3 from 3-point range. So he has found the mark as a starter when averaging 12 points a ball game as a starter. Sonics have held the rebounding edge 7-2 here early. X-Man turnaround jump shot is short. Cage deflects it into his own hands, takes it strong to the iron, is fouled, and will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, Michael's doing a good job on the boards, something that they really need to have from Michael, who again has been struggling a bit. He hasn't really been able to score many points. Also, as X takes that fade away and catches the front way, but there's Michael to be able to keep it alive. Strong move to the basket as it enables him to get to the free throw line. But you know, Michael's been a while since he's had double figures in points and rebounds, and when you can get that type of a performance from Michael Cage, usually the Sonics do well.
Michael can get the Sonics' largest lead back in hand and does, hitting both free throws. The Sonics lead by 8, 22-14. 4 minutes remaining here in the first quarter of play. Along with Rick Berry, Kevin Calabro on the simulcast this morning from Charlotte, North Carolina. Outside, tiny Tyrone Bogues, 5'3" and 5'11", Dana Barros. Far point, Robert Reed, the veteran, who had 19 points in the win 2 nights ago against Denver here. J.R. Reed, high post, starts his move, leans in with a running hook shot over Cage and McKee. It goes off the mark, deflected off glass. The next man there to gobble it up. X with 4 rebounds and pinned the ball on the thigh, double dribbled in front of his own bench. Sonics have 9 rebounds. The Charlotte Hornets with 3. Cage with 3 and McDaniel with 4 here in the ball game to lead the Sonics in the first quarter. 22-14. Seattle leading. 3:29 to go in the first quarter. Bogues outside, looking low, trying to clear a swath inside is Kenny Gaddison, who did clear out McKee with a straight arm, and then he was off balance and lost the ball out of bounds for another Charlotte turnover. Charlotte up to 5 turnovers. The Sonics have turned the ball over 4 times.
Yeah, but 3 of those have just been mistakes. They haven't been silly plays like the X-Man just dribbling the ball funnily. I mean, they have to just be careful of those type of plays.
Del Curry out of Virginia Tech. 16 points a game into the lineup now for Gene Little Charlotte Ball Club. There you see Barrows trying to post up Bogues. Had to kick it outside. They give to Dana before in the shot clock. A whirl move, a shot over Bogues. It comes off short. Richard Anderson had the rebound. Stripped out of his hands by Michael Cage. Cage out to Barrows. Tried to split the D. Lost the ball. Anderson ties him up. Barrows struggles free. He's out of control into the lane. He wanted a foul. Didn't get it. Bogues to steal. Bogues the other way. Tapped away from behind by McMillan. Bogues lunges for it. Circles outside. Gives to Curry. Three-pointer swirls. Comes out. McKee had the rebound, but deflected away from behind by Kenny Gaddison.
But I tell you, when Bogues has the ball, he's so short, and when he dribbles, it's almost impossible to get down there to take it away from him. He has very few turnovers as far as anybody knocking the ball away from him off the dribble. It's usually his errant passes.
Sonics have yet to make a substitution. Charlotte going with their second string. McMillan glides into the lane, off to X. On the Cage screen, fires a flat shot, missed it. Rebound Gaddison. 22-14. Sonics by 8. Their largest lead. Curry outside. Del Curry to Tyrone Bogues, the point guard. Curry, Anderson, Gaddison, and Reed. Along with Bogues, the 5 for Gene Little Charlotte Ball Club now. This is Robert Reed over to Bogues on the wing, covered by Barrows, down low. McKee windmilling, trying to get in front of Gaddison. Robert Reed cuts inside. The shot, the pass off from Bogues. Reed left it short, blew a lay-in. Back come the Sonics with another rebound.
And the Hornets have missed about 4 shots like that inside.
McMillan over to Cage on the wing. Drops it low to X, who spun by Robert Reed. Reed checking his body to make sure all parts are intact. X-Man really threw him around down low to get position. Reed picks up the foul, however. That is his first, and Quentin Daly will come in for the Sonics.
I think where the Sonics doing a good job right now is their defensive boards. They have not really allowed Charlotte an opportunity to get on the offensive glass and create any real problems for them.
Sonics hold an 11-4 total rebounding edge over Charlotte. McMillan over to Daly on the wing. Back on top to Nate. 17 on the shot clock for McMillan. Sonics lead by 8, 22-14. They clear off for McKee. He knifes by Gaddison, leans back on a running 8-footer, left it short. McMillan got a piece on it, deflecting it out here to Cage. He'll leave it for Quentin Daly. Q pumps it cross court to McKee, out wide on the wing. Looking low for Cage, has inside position. Michael makes a great move to the iron, spinning by Anderson, and is fouled. He'll go up there for 2.
Well, so far the game plan working quite well as they're establishing an inside game, something that Bernie wanted to make sure that they did. There's the pass inside. Michael with the strong move, and of course McKee is very adept at being able to find open people and get the ball to them. And again, when you can establish an inside game, get inside the interior defense of a team, you're going to cause a lot of problems for them. The Sonics have been very successful with that.
Cage 3 for 3 from the free throw line now as he hits that fielder, that free throw. 1:24 to go in the first quarter. And the Sonics have their largest lead. It's at 9, 23-14. Second one up, it is good. And so the Sonics have a 10-point spread here with 1:23 to go in the first quarter of play. Back come the Hornets. Here comes Curry off to the far side. He's covered by Barrows. Down low, nice pass. Gaddison at inside position on Cage, and Michael fouled him on the open floor. That's only the 4th team foul of the Sonics, who are at the limit now. And the Hornets will bring it in bounds. Sean Kemp now checking in along with Jim Farmer for the Sonics. Cage and Barrows go to the bench. Michael comes out with Extraordinary rebounding numbers, 5 boards, 4 points here in the first quarter of play. Barrows comes out with 8 points and 2 3-pointers. Robert Reed now on the inbounds, holding it left-hand side of the lane, trying to get a pass off to the corner, deflected by McKee, picked up by Anderson. His pass along the end line gets away from Kenny Gaddis, and he threw it out of bounds. It'll be Seattle ball. 56 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Sonics have a 10-point lead, 24-14. Here come the Sonics for more. Jim Farmer, who's been so steady since coming over for the Sonics and signed for the year. After a series of 10-day contracts, Farmer on the wing, takes Chapman to the inline, spins by him, up to the glass. A strong 5-footer, missed it. Rebound, poke free inside. Kemp had it, tied up by the veteran Robert Reed, and those two will go to the circle to jump it up.
One thing Jim's got to do when he catches the ball is not hold it up over his head, look like he's passing. Catch that ball, make it look like you're going to be an offensive threat. Put some pressure on that defender.
Tip is won by Sean Kemp, who got it when it came down to the floor. Outside of Farmer, inside of McMillan. Twist to the glass, lays it up and good with the shovel shot. He's fouled, and he will go to the line with a chance at a 3-point play.
For those of you on TV, watch this move here. A good, quick explosion. Now, with the right hand, he had to flip it with the right hand, which means you must put reverse English on it. That was an outstanding effort on the part of Nate McMillan. Of course, that is one of the strengths of his game. He can really go to the basket strong.
12-point lead for Seattle. Nate can get more, and does as he hits the free throw. Nate McMillan, 3 points for McMillan. Sonics playing well. They pressure the Charlotte Hornets, double teaming in backcourt. Hornets clear midcourt, and with it is Rex Chapman. Chapman working between the double circles. 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Sonics lead by 13, 27-14. The inline comes Curry, turned out. Inside, or I should say outside, it goes to Chapman, who spun a shot up there as he was hammered by McMillan. Chapman's shot goes wide, and they'll go to the line for 2.
But he did do something that time that was an intelligent play. He got his man up in the air in the old paratrooper club, and he initiated some contact and took advantage of the defender being out of position.
Shot by Chapman is good. His father, Wayne Chapman, was a star at Western Kentucky, played in the old ABA with the Kentucky Colonels, played with the Indiana Pacers for a while. Chapman's first one good, second one good. Brad Sellers in the lineup now for the Sonics. We'll get the inbounds pass to Daly. Midcourt to Farmer with 11 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Did Farmer call a timeout on the side?
24-second clock is off.
And it will stay off with
because 11-9. That's what I think. Mike Mathis looked at it, and I think he forgot the fact that we're down underneath 24 seconds. So that's why the 24-second clock was off.
11.9 is what they're showing on the game clock. Maybe, I tell you what, maybe the game clock didn't start. Yeah,
might have been it.
Yeah. Chance to remind you folks that the Sonics will return home February 23rd, Friday, when they take on the Sacramento Kings. Get a chance to see Antoine Carr, the boyhood friend of Xavier McDaniel. And when those two get together on the NBA floor, it's an all-out war between those two. Kenny Smith, of course, traded to Atlanta for Antoine Carr. Other players and draft choices involved there as well. The Sacramento Kings with Dick Motta in town. That's Friday, February 23rd, when the Sonics take on the Kings. For tickets, call Ticketmaster at 628-0888. 628-0888.
Yeah, that's what it was. The game clock was the one that hadn't gone on, and they've taken 4 seconds off the clock, down to 7-9.
Sonic shooting has been exemplary here in the opening quarter. At one point, they were 7 of 10. They've cooled a bit. They are still 10 of 20 from the field, 50%. That includes Dana Barrows, is at 3 for 5 and 2 3-pointers for 8 points to lead the Sonics in scoring. All right, we go back to action. Daly, a turnaround jump shot of the inbounds. Bang, he nailed it. Quentin Daly giving the Sonics the 27-16 lead. Here's Reed. A long hoist from midcourt is short, and that will end our first quarter of play here at the Coliseum in Charlotte, where it's gotten very, very quiet. 27-16 at the end of one. Sonics Incidentally, the second foul on Derek McKee. Kenny Gaddison of the line hits the first one. Sonics will send back in Sean Kemp, and Derek McKee will come over to the bench. Rick, the Sonics just did an extraordinary job against Philadelphia. Bernie did in shuttling his ball players around. He used 12 players quite effectively, and everybody, to a man, gave him something against the Philadelphia 76ers. And he's done the same thing this afternoon. Everyone has played. McMillan getting set to check back in now. Apparently he's okay. Dana Barros lets go of a rocket from about 20 feet. It rips off. Rebound Gaddison. 39-28 the score. Tripucka looking low. Skips it inside. Armand Gilliam turns. 10-foot lifter good. Gilliam now with 10 points here in the ball game. Yeah, and you remind me, Avery Johnson has not played, but I'm sure he will here this afternoon. Polynice obviously hasn't due to the injury. Turnaround jump shot. X-Man off the wing. X with a 17-footer. He's got 8 points in the ball game.
Needed that hoop because the crowd ready to get back into this ball game, and you got to try and keep those 23,000 folks out of it.
41-30 the score. Bogues. Hibbity hops to the end line. A whirl away move. A pass inside to Gaddison. Deflected away. Kept with it. Leads it out to Barros. 3-on-1. Was not a good pass to Daly. Off his shoulder, out of bounds. It'll be Charlotte ball. Dana threw it behind him.
He took it too deep. He's got to stop out higher with a 3-on-1. And then also you want to make sure you go to your big guy when you got a 3-on-1 and go to the guy who's coming in with his strength on the right side. That would have been the X-Man.
4:26 remaining. Here in the second quarter of play, it's an 11-point Seattle lead. Outside is Bogues off the Gaddison screen. Pulls up 16-footer on the fly. Missed it.
Yeah, the Gaddison moving screen that he got away with.
Sean Kemp grabs the rebound out to Nate McMillan. Nate works it. Out on top of the arc. Kept by Del Curry. Sonics have picked off 20 rebounds here in this ball game. Down low, X backs, bumps on Tripucka. Turnaround pop, no. Flipped up and in on the follow by Kemp. Yes, nice play by Sean. He came up and over his man inside. 43-30 the score. 3:47 to go in the second period of play. And if anything, the Sonics have made hay by controlling the rebounds. They've outboarded Charlotte 21-13, and Charlotte did not have an offensive rebound in the entire first quarter. Tripucka, a long cast. He aired it out. He was wide open and threw it wide and way over the iron and out of bounds. It'll be Seattle ball.
Yeah. Well, I'm not, you know, Kelly Tripucka is a pretty good offensive player. I couldn't believe that mortar shot he fired up there.
That was a mortar shot. Sonics have a chance to equal their largest lead of 15 with the possession here. McDaniel covered out wide on the wing by Tripucka. On top to Farmer, over to Kemp. Sean 15 feet from the hoop, slips it out on top to Farmer, over to the near wing. X fakes left, moves right. Backing down was Tripucka, who was bumped by Xavier McDaniel. Foul on X. 3:13 remaining here in the first half. 43-30 the score.
Well, the Sonics have been fortunate because they hit a little bit of a lull here, but they have not allowed the Hornets to really cut into that lead significantly.
Sonics leading by 13 with 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Bogues has it outside. Tyrone looking for Tripucka. Nice fake outside. Dashes inside. Gets the pass. Hands off to Gaddison. He jams it home. Gaddison with 4. And the Charlotte Hornets are down by 11. 43-32, 2:46 to go, second period. Here comes McKee, backing, bumping, turns on Gaddison, flips one up of 8, won't go. Tripucka's got the rebound. Out ahead to Bogues, looks up the floor. Gilliam sprinting down the wing. Here's a pass inside, off the hands of Gaddison, picked up by Gilliam, lays it up and good. He's fouled, and Armand will go to the line. when your players play well for you and execute. But he used every one of the players well, rationed their time during the course of the game, and the Sonics had a chance to beat a very good Philadelphia team at the Spectrum. Timeout at the end of 3. 73-53, Sonics by 20 points. As we go to the final stanza here in Charlotte, back in a moment on the Sonics Broadcasting Network.
Guested Jill Trout on a stick.
Calling all sports, weeknights at 6 on 95 KJR.
We're back live in Charlotte, North Carolina. Armand Gilliam has begun the fourth with a slam jam and a block of Scott Mentz shot. But Mentz gets it back. Feeds it outside. Avery Johnson to Daly. Cuts inside. Draws the defense. It was Anderson who got up there and bumped him in midair. Quinton goes to the line for 2. 73-55. The Sonics lead. 11:22 to go. Their largest lead has been 20 points.
Well, there's the good penetration as you got Tripucka coming out on him, and Anderson had to come over to help and got him with the body. And so often you'll see throughout the course of any NBA season that when a defender comes running out at you, and we've talked about this before, the offensive player has such an advantage. It's impossible to stop your forward momentum in time to prevent the guy from going by you, and especially with an experienced player like Quinton, he's going to take advantage of that defensive lapse.
Friday at Philadelphia, Daly for the first time out of double-figure scoring since joining the Sonics. Daly missed the second free throw to put him in double digits here this afternoon. 74-55. Gilliam backs, bumps, double teamed out to Bogues, on to Tripucka, back to Bogues, fakes right, moves left into the lane. 3 in the key.
Yeah, JR expected the shot to go up and never got out of the lane, so the 3-second violation as the Hornets continue to self-destruct. We're getting a good example. It's nice to talk about it, seeing them with the deep hole syndrome finally, have the opposition have that happen to them.
16 Charlotte turnovers, 16 Sonic points off the turnovers. Kemp outside. Nice fake right, move left, pull up on the jumper, missed it, followed his rebound up, goes in there, and Reed put the handcuffs on him, deflected it out, no foul called. Here comes Bogues, steps between the D, nice block by Avery Johnson in there.
Avery had to feel like a big guy that time.
Mentz picks it up and shovels it ahead of McMillan, spin move, and on Tripucka into the lane, out to Farmer, good up fake, glides by his man, baseline pop, no. Bogues grabs the rebound, 74-55.
I have to talk to Jim. Jim rushes himself when he gets in the game. This guy has great form, a terrific shooter, yet when he gets in the game, he tends to rush himself a little bit, and as a result, he's not anywhere near as accurate as he should be.
1 of 6 from the field. Bogues to Tripucka, curls off the screen, open jump shot. This one rims off. Tripucka, very good shooter, has been stone cold tonight. Kemp with a rebound, or this afternoon anyway. Tripucka is 1 of 6 to the ball game. McMillan outside, covered by Kelly Tripucka. McMillan on the point over to Avery Johnson, coming off the Mentz screen. 10 on the shot clock for Jim Farmer left of the arc. Mentz off the Farmer screen, 20-footer by Scotty, no. Deflected by Kemp, who's got it, Tripucka. 74-55, back on the Hornets with 9:48 to go in the game. Curry up fakes, gives low to Gilliam, nice spin move, powers into the lane, could not finish off the shot. Gilliam was leaning back on Mentz, who thought he had stood his ground, but nonetheless he draws the foul.
Well, that's just called your good old muscle move right there as you get into the baseline and you muscle your way back up to get out towards the basket as Derek McKee re-enters.
McKee started hot. He had 12 points by halftime, 5 of 11 from the field. Only attempted 1 shot in the third quarter, but it was
played limited time.
Limited time, but I was about to say it was important, it was imperative that he come out as he did here this afternoon, shooting the ball early.
And he was a factor. I mean, he put so much pressure on the other team's defensive big men, and he can pass the ball as we saw him do in the first half. We just need to have Derek play that way.
Gilliam with both free throws up to 22 points here in the ball game. McDaniel out wide on the wing, drops it low to Derek. Derek backs and bumps, tried a spin move, was apparently off balance there as he and Gilliam made contact, and Derek just lost a dribble out of bounds.
He had Gilliam beat that time had he been able to control the ball.
74-56, Sonics by 18 with 9:22 to go in the fourth. Bogues lobs a pass into the corner to Tripucka. They work around the horn. It goes back to Tripucka. His shot is off the back iron and over the goal mounting. And Kelly Tripucka is 1 of 7. And he has missed some shots badly here. He threw up an air ball back in the second quarter that wasn't close.
You know, that time Charlotte moved the ball exceptionally well and got a good opportunity shot, but they're just not able to get anything to drop in for them here this afternoon.
Gene Little's the interim coach of the Charlotte Hornets. As I understand it, he's probably going to be with his team next year.
Don't count on that.
All right. We heard it first. I'm going to ask you in a moment for a list of names. Here's Farmer, free throw line left. Inside, they try to go to X. Juggled by X. Good defense by Gilliam. Controlled by Trepuk on the turnover. Up to Bogues. On to Chapman. Outside to Tyrone. 8:49 to go in the fourth. 74-56 to score. J.R. Reed. Long jumper. Around and good. Got the shooter's kick.
That's okay, but you could let him take that shot all night. Those are the kind of shots you want J.R. Reed taking. Keep him away from down underneath.
16-point lead. Bernie will call a timeout with 8:40 to go in the fourth. Again, our score: the Sonics 74, the Hornets 58. Here on the Sonics Broadcasting Network.
This winter, some of the hottest action you're going to.
Now the Sonics lead was 20 entering the period, but it's now down to 16. That prompted Bernie Bickerstaff to call a timeout. A reminder: Golden State will be in town February the 25th, 7 p.m. start time at the Coliseum. To get tickets, call Ticketmaster at 628-0888. 628-0888. From Avery Johnson, Xavier McDaniel on the wing. A 20-footer is good for the X-Man. He's up to 20. Here in the ball game, he has hit on 10 of 19 and has 8 rebounds as well. Hey, since Ellis and Sadale Freak have gone down, McDaniel has just taken it to another level. Here's an entry pass into Gilliam, deflected away from behind by Mentz and picked up by X. Charlotte has been guilty now of 18 turnovers. The Sonics have capitalized for 16 points. Seattle's lead is 18 at 76-58, and an offensive foul set by Scott Mentz on an illegal pick. That's his second. Scott's name is frequently mispronounced on the road. Maybe the most mispronounced name in the NBA. Our producer Bob Leibachuk, number 2 on that list. Here's Gilliam, inline base shot. No. Mentz had the rebound, deflected away and out of bounds. Last touch by 5'3" Tyrone Bogues.
Bob's name is a lot more difficult if you look at it in the spelling than Scott.
Mentz spelled M-E-E-N-T-S. Back come the Sonics. Here's McKee backing down along the wing, pushed out of there by strong right arm of Gilliam. Outside to Johnson, back to McKee, double team, slips it out to Johnson. Avery covered by Bogues. They try to get it back to McKee, and Gilliam tried to slip screen around him, fouled him.
Now, they haven't called too many fouls down on Nathan Armand Gilliam as he's been battling against McKee and other people. They've allowed him to kind of have his way.
Armand with his third. 76-58, Sonics by a bundle. 7:27 to go in the game. X skips it over to Farmer. Nice up fake. Had Chapman way up in the air, but again,
he rushed it, and he was drifting.
Yeah,
he was drifting, and he had a good look at it.
Bogues hands off to Curry. Down low to Reed. Good front play there by Mentz, who deflected it out. Reed starts up, and again Scott reaches in to deflect it away.
And Jimmy's down on himself from watching him over there now. He's mad that he's missing the shots, figuring he had to look at it. And sometimes for shooters, you know, it's just one little slight thing that you're doing wrong, and that can make all the difference. And right now, Jim being a little too hard on himself.
Jimmy 1 of 8 and talking to himself as he goes to the bench. Dana Barros will check in along with Nate McMillan. Curry on the inbounds. Twice a long one up there, and McMillan skies in for the rebound. 76-58 the score, 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Back in the second period, McMillan gave us a scare when he went lunging for a ball with Armand Gilliam on his back. He fell to the floor. Gilliam fell heavily on McMillan's right foot. He did not come out for the third quarter warm-ups, but he's back and playing well now, so apparently he's all right. X-Man's shot is off the mark. Chapman clears the rebound. Here come the Hornets. 76-58 the score. Gilliam with it down low. Double teamed as Barros comes over to double down. Outside to Curry, shakes left, puts the ball behind the back, flips it up with a runner. He missed it. Rebound comes to McMillan. Nate's had a bundle here tonight. Let's check his board duty. 5 rebounds for Nate. McMillan, an excellent rebounder, averaging close to 5 a ball game. Here are the Sonics now with McKee making a spin move. Did he walk? He did. Louis Grillo with the call.
I didn't think so. Again, I think that was one of those deals where it looked strange. He made a good quick move. He kept his pivot foot, and he was putting the ball on. Let's watch again, see if he does indeed travel on this play. Here's the move. He's got his pivot foot. It's the left foot to spin. Boom. Dribble. That's not a travel. It just looks strange.
He caught that left leg up there on Gilliam's leg. That might have thrown the official off. Here comes Chapman running the inline. Underhand scooper. Good. Off glass. Rex Chapman now has 4 points, and that's his first field goal here in the game. He averages 17 a contest. That's what happens to a kid who should be in Kentucky. His graduating class is 1990. Long shot by Barrow, skips out. Rebound to Armand Gilliam. 76-60. 5:44 to go in the fourth. Here comes Bogues blasting into the lane. Outside of Chapman. A good up fake by X inside. He skywalks, missed the underhander. The rebound is deflected by McKee out into the hands of McDaniel. X-Man has had quite a ball game. 20 points for X with 9 rebounds. He's hit 10 of 20 from the field.
Yeah, but the guy that's been quiet has done the job tonight. I still like Michael Cage. He's got double figures in rebounds and points and some good defense as X misses from the left side.
And set some solid screens as he did that time to get X open for the jumper. It was Cage had set a beautiful screen for X in the overtime at Philadelphia to allow him to get the shot off that would have tied the game, but unfortunately X missed the shot. Here's another turnover for the Hornets. A pass to Curry goes off his hands and out. It just looks like Charlotte came in here with absolutely no intensity, and the Sonics, of course, took it out of him early. Really put it on him defensively early.
Got to dig a hole for the opposition and study yourself.
5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Sonics lead at 76-60. McKee on the wing. Long jump shot for Derek is good. Derek McKee. McKee is up to 14 points now. The game at half he had 12. And as Rick pointed out earlier, he played sparingly in the third quarter of play. McKee 6 of 13. 14 points now for the game.
I don't mind if he doesn't look to be real offensive minded when they got the game under control like this.
Outside, Curry roams into the lane, dishes out on the wing to Chapman, to Bogues, down low, mid post is Gaddison. He walked with the ball. Oh my, Gene Littles has got to be beside himself. This ball club has turned it over 20 times for 18 Sonic points. Here you see Littles, the assistant coach under Dick Harder until his firing. Brian Rowsom now in the lineup from UNC Wilmington. Big fella, covers McKee. As Gilliam goes to the bench, Gilliam has played a whale of a game here tonight. 22 points, 8 rebounds. Shot off the wing. Kicks outside to McDaniel. 21 on the shot clock. 4:15 to go in the game. 78-60 the score.
That was McKee who kicked it out. Did a nice job keeping it alive.
McMillan, I should say, comes off the McKee screen. Had it stripped away by Rowsom. Up to Chapman, on to Bogues. Runs into the lane. Shot blocked by X. He was waiting in the weeds. And McMillan there to cover the possession with 3:56 remaining in the game. 78-60 the score. Cage out on the sideline. A dribble drive. Muscles right in on Gaddison. Gaddison was backstepping as the two made contact, but they say that Michael reached in there and poked him with the elbow. The third foul on Michael. Let's take a look at Cage's numbers. You mentioned his kind of play. 10 points, 10 rebounds for Michael. Those are season averages in both categories.
Yeah, but he, again, hasn't had the double figures, you know, the double-double there, I mean, for him. And they need to get that type of play out of Michael.
Sonics have made some substitutions. Dana Barros and Jim Farmer coming in now. Curry on top to Rowsom. Back to Seasting on the wing. Curry, a turnaround baseliner. No. Farmer skies in to keep the ball alive off the glass, and McKee's got the rebound. That's what Bernie Bickerstaff likes about Farmer. He's hard-nosed, stays at it. He took a charge on Charles Barkley at a key point in the fourth quarter of that Philadelphia game. That was something to behold. He's just a tough player. X down low to McKee. Turnaround baseline pop. Good. Derek McKee with a fluid motion, and that is tonight's Charlie's Produce instant replay. 80-60 the score. Sonics up to that 20-point bulge again, their largest lead. 3:06 to go in the fourth quarter. Down low, Seasting trapped, falls to the floor, gets it free to Rowsom, who banks one in from 5. Rowsom gets his first deuce in the game. 2:56 remaining in the contest. 80-62 the score. X-Man. Low post, swings it out diagonally, out on the far wing to McKee. He works the point. Down to Barros between the double circles. 2:43 remaining in the game. McKee screens for Dana. He gets off a 3, leans into it, and nails it. Dana Barros with a 3-point shot. He's 3 for 3 from 3-point range here this afternoon. He has 17 points. He is now hit on 14 of his last 24. Inside the Rowsom leaner. Blocked away by McKee. Picked up by Dana. Runs into the lane. A blind feed to Farmer. Trips to the lane. His 5-footer rolls off. And the Hornets have the rebound. 83-62. Curry with a long toss. Boy, he has not been able to shoot with a hoot here tonight. And the rebound is saved inbounds by Chapman, but right to the Suns. 83-62 to count. 2 minutes remaining in the game. This is, of course, I know, an afternoon game. Boy, when you're a habit of calling night games.
Oh, it took me about 3 mistakes to finally get it down.
Of course, we started at 10 a.m. Seattle time with the broadcast. Cage with a turnaround jump shot, comes off. Gaddison grabs the rebound. 1:46 remaining in the game. Neither coach will call a timeout. They're just going to let this one take its course. It's obvious. But this one is in the hands of the Sonics.
Let me bring up the thing about Littles. The reason I think he might not be here is I don't think the fans will accept the fact that they let a guy who really doesn't have a whole lot of experience stay here. They're going to need to get somebody who has a name, at least make it seem as though they're attempting to bring somebody in that can help turn things around for this ball club. And for that reason, I don't know whether Gino wanted. I don't know if he even wants the job.
Barrows fires another three. This one kicks out. Rowsom grabs the rebound.
You know, it's not like he's going to lose his position. He can go back to player personnel and be back in the front office a lot easier.
Seasting drifts in on a bank shot, missed it. Rowsom the rebound, deflected away. Rowsom gets it back up and good. He is fouled, and Rowsom will go to the line. Let's pause 10 seconds now for station identification on the Sonics Broadcasting Network. 63-64 the score. There's a timeout on the floor with 1:09 left in the game. We'll return with the finale here on the Sonics Broadcasting Network.
Sometimes when I order a bacon cheeseburger and two
On the move.
Along with Rick Barry, Kevin Calabro this afternoon on the simulcast. We'll be joining you Wednesday. Actually, we'll be joining you Tuesday from Orlando, Wednesday from Miami. There we go. Rowsom hitting the free throw. And the Sonics have it back. Camp a long shot. Ball shy. Got a piece of iron. Back come the Hornets. 83-65. Sonics lead 50 seconds remaining in the game. Chapman blasts into the lane. Hits a running right-hander. And will head to the line. Rex Chapman shaking his head because that's only the second field goal that he has hit all afternoon.
Yeah, this is a very dejected ball club. Nice move. He sees the opening and flashes through and is able to get the shot up with good touch.
Chapman averaging 17 a game, has 7 here today. And 5 of those have been scored in the fourth quarter. Meaningless points. 83-68 the score. 45 seconds remaining in the game. Talking about the coaching job with Charlotte, you would have to think that a #1 candidate, if they chose not to extend Gene Little's contract. There's a nice skip pass. Chapman to Curry, back to Curry, blew the left-hander. He didn't with the rebound.
He didn't hit anything.
You would think that John McLeod would be a logical candidate here in Charlotte.
Well, there's a lot of talk about the possibility of McLeod coming here. It'd be interesting to see what happens.
An excellent coach, not to mention quite a dapper gentleman. He would fit into George Shen's requirement of having a well-dressed coach. Rowsom gets away on the break and jams one home. Rowsom with a little showtime. He's got a half dozen. 9 seconds remaining. Sonics will win this one. Farmer into the lane, pulls up, pumps it good. Jim Farmer knocks it down. The Sonics have played so well on the road. They won 3 straight, lost at home in close ones to Phoenix and to Portland. Have come back to go 1-2 on this, actually 1-1 on the trip, and now go 2-1 on this current road trip with a win over the Charlotte Hornets here this afternoon. The final, the Sonics 85 and the Hornets 70, and Seattle now has won 4 of the last 5 on the road, 7-18 overall for the year on the road, and 24-25 heading into the game Tuesday in Orlando against the expansion Magic. We'll be back to recap here from Charlotte. Again, the final, Sonics 85, Hornets 70 on the Sonics Broadcasting Network.